Because narratives are sometimes false, but they're still narratives. And there's still something you have to overcome. And the narrative around LeBron was exactly that. And now that is gone. Poof, bye. Never to be seen again. LeBron has 2 walk-off buzzer beaters to win playoff games in the last week. Jordan had 3 in his whole career. Kobe had 1 in his whole career. The 2 guys that we look at as the paragon of clutchness.
Right.
LeBron damn near had a 3rd in game 1 with 0.6 left that was just this much short. Like, this is now the place LeBron's in. When OG hit that shot and you saw there were 8 seconds left, I think most people felt, oh no, LeBron's going to rip their hearts out. Now, we didn't know how. I was texting with a buddy of mine. He said it's going to be a fadeaway to his left. I actually thought it was going to be a driving kick because I thought the defense would collapse, would trap, would do something to get the ball out of LeBron's hands. Instead, he put up a shot that I've never seen him put up in his NBA career in that type of situation. I've never seen anybody put up this shot to win a game. And it wasn't that surprising. It's now to the point, C, where he knows what his celebration's going to be. Like, oh, this is where I jump on the table, because that's what I did last week. The clutch stuff is now gone and dead forever.
Yeah, I think the clutch stuff, it comes back to 2011, what happened against Dallas.
Of course.
All right? With a 2-1 lead, what happened to LeBron James. But I think that people that aren't a fan of LeBron, or they're just more of a fan of Michael Jordan and don't think anyone would ever approach being the greatest player ever, that they continue around what's LeBron's skill. His skill is not only can he score, rebound, pass, but he's very, very unselfish. So in clutch situations, LeBron has been known to pass the ball more than Kobe or MJ. But the people who won that as a narrative, they just said, oh, he doesn't want to shoot because he doesn't take bad shots in clutch. LeBron has always been a clutch player. Now, I just believe we'll leave it right here until something happens in the finals and he doesn't make a shot in the finals. And then the question will come back again. Probably. Oh, well, he's not clutch in the finals, because that's what they'll do. They'll move the mark the way they do with LeBron. But LeBron has always been a clutch player. And he's playing out of his mind. He's playing the best basketball. I went back this weekend and looked at the stat sheets and the description of every playoff game he's played in since 2011 going to Miami. And LeBron right now is playing the best basketball of his career. You cannot pick out any stretch in his career, especially with something on the line like the playoffs, that he's playing better than what he is right now. And with the overall spacing that they have on the court, he is set up now to make more clutch buckets or buzzer beaters because of the team he has and their skill set.
And when we talk about clutch, we almost exclusively discuss those moments. Final seconds, game on the line. But there are certain games where the entirety of them are clutch. Elimination games, right?
Yes.
And I laid it out for you after Game 7.
Games other star players are hurt.
Right. But I would say the most clutch situations are if we lose, our season's over. Games where your team is facing elimination. Since that series against Dallas, which I've said before, I will say again, is the lowest low point of any all-time great player. Right? Like Magic Johnson had the tragic Johnson thing, wasn't as bad as that series against Dallas. Larry Bird scored 8 points in a critical finals game, wasn't as bad as that series against Dallas. I get that. But since then, the guy's played 13 games where if he loses, his season is over. His team is 10-3. He has scored at least 12 points, or 30 points 12 times. Pardon me. He scored at least 30 points, 12 of those 13. The one time he didn't score 30 in an elimination game was a triple-double in Game 7 of the finals. And, Jenna, just think about what he's done at home in the last week. If you're a Cavs fan, you've gone to the last 3 games. Forget a week and a half ago, Game 2, he started with 16 points, straight points, and scored 46. But Game 5, home game 3 games ago, the block and the game winner, 44-10-8. Game 7, winner go home, 45-8-7. And then the next time he's on the court, 38-6-7, and that shot. Another iconic shot. Like, what a treat it would be to be a Cavs season ticket holder these playoffs. Throughout the regular season, not so much fun. Yeah. Not a great fun team to watch. A lot of stops and starts. Don't look like they're having a lot of fun. And then in Game 1, your first home playoff game, LeBron wasn't that great. You got blown out. Since then, nothing but greatness from this guy.
And something I haven't heard. LeBron's also doing this with the biggest decision of his life looming. Does he leave Cleveland again? All this in the backdrop. You might be a Cleveland fan. You'd be like, oh, man, this is the last few games for LeBron. But in the back of his mind, LeBron's know he's still got to make a decision. Does he decide to leave Cleveland? And he's still able to play in the biggest moments, the best basketball of his career.
Just getting back to this shot for a second, I'm still fascinated by the fact that at this stage, at this level, there's a team that could have a psychological edge over another team. And we kept saying that this is what was happening between the Cavs and the Raptors. But for whatever reason, this last shot, and I think Charles Barkley kept saying, how do you not double team him? How do you not throw a bunch of guys at him? Why is he? I still think what you said is true, is that in addition to the fans, the Raptors probably also knew LeBron James was going to get that last shot and was probably going to make that last shot.
But this is why all the nonsense LeBron had to deal with early in his career, he's getting the reward for that now. You know why it's not as simple as what Barkley would say, oh, double team him? Because LeBron has a decade-plus body of work. If you double team me, I will make the right basketball play. I will remove my ego from the situation.
And give the coach credit. He took the ball in the backcourt. All right?
Yes.
Everyone wants to criticize Ty Lue all the time. It was a brilliant move by them. Not the way that he did against the Pacers with the buzzer beater, where they took the ball where you typically would traditionally take it, call a timeout, take the ball at half court, inside the half court line. No, they took the ball in the backcourt.
And so LeBron is now, I know we talk about the 5 buzzer beaters, but if we expand it to the final 5 seconds of a playoff game, in his playoff career, he's 7 of 15. Kobe was 5 of 22. The 22 is the more notable number. You know what? A lot of those were impossible shots, difficult shots, triple team shots. Because Kobe, for good or for bad, and a lot of players will tell you for good, Kobe is taking that last shot. I'm not trusting you. I'm not trusting you. A bad shot from me is better than a good shot from you. So he saw more difficult looks. You can't double LeBron. You can't. I said before the show that I thought C.J. Miles, given that once it got under 2 seconds, that he could have shaded off Korver to try to help. And you said LeBron will
If LeBron
find
comes
Korver
to a traditional jump stop and goes off 2 feet, then he can get there. But no, going off of 1 foot, the way LeBron shot it, there is no time to react. That's why you go off of 1 foot. That's why you go off of 1 foot compared to gathering at the rim, because you can get the ball off quicker and prevent C.J. from coming off the corner and helping.
And so now we're in a place where if you take every active NBA player, every single one of them, and say, combined, how many playoff buzzer beaters to win a game have they hit? Has the league as a whole hit? The number is 10. 5 by LeBron, and then 5 by every other player combined.
That's
5
crazy.
guys with 1 each. No active player has more than 2. I mean, the numbers here, how about since LeBron's rookie year, no player in the league, active or retired, is shooting better than 37% on these types of shots. Go-ahead field goals, final 5 seconds of a playoff game.
That's 15 years.
Except for LeBron, who's shooting 50%. No player in the league has made more than 3, except retired or active in the last 15 years, except for LeBron, who's hit 8 of them. If you come to me or C or anybody and say, yeah, but LeBron's not he's a stat compiler, not clutch, you're just not watching. You're not paying attention. You're not seeing what the entire world is seeing, which is an all-time great at the apex of his powers, and this is key, the apex of his confidence.
Or you just stopped watching after that Mavericks series a couple years ago.
Yeah, 7 years ago.
And I'm done. I'm never going to watch LeBron again. He's the worst, least clutch player I've ever seen in my entire life. He's amazing. He's amazing. He's fun to watch. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from First Things First, or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.